Yeah, hi, hello. Yeah, dear students, in the last session we have discussed about the IUPAC nomenclature, particularly primary prefix, root word, secondary suffix, and primary suffix and secondary suffix. And we are discussing the secondary prefix in the last class we concluded, and from that we will again start this session. Okay, let us move to the session with the secondary prefix. Secondary prefix. We all know that there are some polyfunctional groups are there. In that, the organic compound indicates attachments are there. In the polyfunctional group, some attachments will be there, like that of alkyl groups are there, like CH2, CH2, CH2. I'll call this one as primary propyl. It's a primary propyl, one propyl. So one propyl, which is an attachment to the organic functional group, we'll call it as the secondary prefix. And coming to the another kind, we have CH3, CH, CH2. This is what we have discussed. That is called as 2-propyl. 2-propyl. If it is CH3, CH2, 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 then we will call this is 1-butyl. 1-butyl. In the same way, if it is in a chain, carbon chain manner, these 4 carbons like this, yes, CH2 is there, bond is remained, and that we will call it as 2-butyl. That is called as 2-butyl. So hope you understand this secondary prefix. What is secondary prefix is telling that the polyfunctional compounds will be there. We have in polyfunctional group organic compounds, it indicates the attachments on other functional groups present in that one other than main functional group. Secondary prefix is nothing but the attachment which is other than main functional group, other than main functional group, that we have to remember. And in this we observed is the examples which are for the alkyl groups that we have concluded in the last session now. And not only this one, we have IUPAC system in some groups which are not considered as functional groups but treated as substituents, other than functional groups, the groups which are also called as substituents, even though those substituents in some of the organic compounds, they may behave like functional groups. They may be functional groups, but they are not important functional groups. When a competition is present in the functional group system, the multiple functional groups are there in the carbon chain. For example, if you take the functional groups like this, functional groups always indicate secondary prefix here, and the secondary prefix functional groups we have NO2 is there. That NO2 you will call it as nitro. The nitro is secondary prefix, and Cl is there, that we will call it as chloro. Cl is there means that is called as chloro. If iodine is attached to the carbon chain, then we will call it as iodo. If NO is attached to the carbon chain, that is called as nitroso. Nitroso. If there are if there is a NN, nitrogen double bonds are there, double bonded nitrogen atoms are there, then that is called as diazo. Diazo. And fluorine is there, that we'll call it as fluoro. Like that, we have Br is there, then we will call this is bromo. If OR is there, that is called as alkoxy. Alkoxy. Remember, there are few things that should be remembered here. Other than functional groups, the substituents which are said to be the secondary prefixes, and instead of secondary prefixes, these functional groups are always indicated by secondary prefixes and secondary suffixes. Okay, so now not only this one, we'll have to learn about the things related to this organic compounds and the polyfunctional compounds, one of the functional group which is treated as primary functional group and indicated by the secondary suffix, and while other functional groups are treated as substituents and indicated by secondary prefixes. So this all confusion is not required. So to understand all these things, we will see some of the general formulas of common organic compounds. So general formula, if you take a general formula, ROH is there. For this ROH general formula, what is the suffix asked? What is the suffix which is asked? The suffix we will call it as ol, that is the main function group. Suffix is main function group. And about IUPAC name, what is the IUPAC name of this one is nothing but alcohol. That is alcohol. Alkanol. That is still called as alkanol. That is called as alkanol. And in that IUPAC name, what is the prefix of this OH? If the OH is there, then that will be called as hydroxy also, if this OH is not an important one in the chain. Likewise, if RSH is there, then that we will call it as thiol. And IUPAC name alkane ethanol. See, alka ethiol. And its prefix is called as mercapto. It should be important. Mercapto. Okay. Actually, RSOH will call it as thioalcohols. Okay. And RNH2 is there. Suppose it is RNH2 is there. NH2, you know, that is amine. 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 And IUPAC name of this one is nothing but alkanamine. Alkanamine. And prefix is amino. Amino. If it is RCHO, then we will call it as al. And alkanal. Alkanal is the IUPAC name. And prefix is formyl. If it is not important, then it is called as formyl. RCOR, we have RCOR, they are ketones. ONE will come. IUPAC name alkanol. Alkanone. And they may be called as keto. You can also call them as oxo if we treat them as prefixes. And RCOOH, carboxylic acids, you know, there. And in that case, the suffix is oic acid. Oic acid. The last word will come oic acid. And these are called alkanoic acids. Alkanoic acids. Carboxy, prefix is nothing but carboxy. And RCONH2 is there. Suppose RCONH2 is there. RCONH2. Then that RCONH2 actually it is amide functional group. That's why amide, AMIDE, amide is the suffix main functional group. In that case, we have alkanamide. This is the IUPAC name. Alkanamide is the IUPAC name. Carbamyl is the suffix, is the prefix name. Carbamyl. That is the prefix name. That means it will come in the beginning. If you treat this one is if it is least priority compared to other functional group in the carbon chain. We have RCOOR, that is O8. Actually, they are esters. Their suffix is O8. Alkyl alkanoate is the IUPAC name. Alkanoate. And prefix, what is the prefix? Carbaloxy. Okay. And RCN is there. Suppose RCN is there, then we will call, they are actually nitriles. So suffix is called as nitrile in this case. While that of IUPAC name, alkane nitrile, that is called as alkane nitrile. And also this prefix when you are discussing cyano compound. And last, that is RNC is there, that is isonitrile. And alkane isonitrile is the IUPAC name. Alkane isonitrile is the IUPAC name. When the prefix you want to tell about this one, this is called as carbyl amino. This is the name. Okay, carbyl amino. So now you observe in this tabular column, we have discussed about the general formula, suffix, IUPAC name, prefix. General formula, if it is ROH alcohols, the suffix is ol. IUPAC name is alkanol, and prefix is hydroxy. When the general formula is RSOH, they are thioalcohols. The suffix is thiol. And IUPAC name alkane thiol. And prefix is mercapto. RNH2 is there, that is amine. IUPAC name is alkanamine. Prefix is amino. RCOH is there, CHO is there, that is al. And IUPAC name is alkanal. Prefix is formyl. RCOR is there, then that a suffix is one, ketones. Alkanone is the IUPAC name. You can call it as keto or oxo as the prefix. Or COOH is there, carboxylic acid there. So the suffix is oic acid, the last letter in the IUPAC name. And IUPAC name can be called as alkanoic acid. And prefix you will call carboxy. Okay, and RCONH2 is there, then you will call, that is the suffix is amide, and IUPAC name alkanamide, and the prefix is carbamyl. RCOR is there, esters is there, the suffix is weight, and IUPAC name is alkyl alkanoate, and the prefix is carbalcoxy. And RCN is there, the suffix is nitrile, and IUPAC name is alkane nitrile, and the prefix is cyano. Okay, like that we have RNC is there, that suffix is isonitrile, and IUPAC name is alkane isonitrile, and carbyl amino is the prefix of this one. So you understand, in this table form we have given the detailed information about that. So now we'll see some examples of related to this one. We will see an example, that is CH3, here CH, CH2, CH2OH. Here we have one more methyl group is there. Now its IUPAC name we will call it as, first of all we have to understand with major carbon chain. What is the major carbon chain is nothing but this is the major carbon chain. In this major carbon chain there are 4 carbons are there. So 4 carbons are there. So it is but is the root word. But is the root word. And we have one methyl group is there. So we have one methyl group is there as a substituent. So substituents which are present, they are secondary prefixes, or prefix is the substituent. This is here CH3 is substituent prefix is methyl. It is nothing but methyl. So we will add methyl to root word but. Then after that suffix will start. So here we have 4 carbons are there. Function group is, main function group is alkane. So AN, that is a primary suffix. And when it comes to secondary suffix, is a function group OH is there. That one is ol. So methyl butanol. Methyl butanol is the name of this compound. Okay. And this is the one example I am telling about how we can understand the IUPAC name. Let us discuss about the next thing, that is rules. Now we will start about rules, IUPAC rules. That is rules, that is in that case for saturated compounds, first we will see. For saturated compounds. Saturated compounds means all you know, we are discussing about single bonded compounds in this one. In this what will happens, selection of longest chain is our first point in this rules. That is selection of longest chain, that we will call it as, actually we will call it as parent chain. Longest chain is parent chain. Longest continuous chain of carbon atom is selected in this rule, and this is also called as parent chain. Another name for this one is parent chain. Okay. And while all other carbon that are not included in the parent chain is called as side chain. Suppose if you consider an example like this, I am writing an example, let us see. Carbon, 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 like this 4 are there. One more I want, I'll add it. Suppose I am writing one carbon here, like this. What is the meaning of this one is, from here to here, I have identified this is the longest chain. So this longest chain we will call it as has containing 5 carbon atoms. That is the parent chain. That is the parent chain in the first case. And other case we will observe, that is the other case, that is nothing but if more than one set of longest chains are possible, then how do we write this information is nothing but one carbon chain we will see now, that is CH3, CH2, CH3. Here we have a CH is there. Here CH2, CH, one more attachment here. Here CH3 is there. It is continued like this. that is CH2, CH2, CH3. Now you observe in this more than one set of longest chains are possible are there in this case. The chain with the maximum number of side chains is considered as parent chain. For example, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are there. This is the main chain in the horizontal manner, first one on top. But this rule is important one as we found the chain with more side chains is called as the longest chain or parent chain. In such a case, how we can write this one is numbering. Here we will write number 1 here, here 2 here, this is 3, this is 4, and this carbon is 5, this is 6, this is 7. Now, what are the side chains? This is one side chain for this one, and this is one side chain, and this CH3 is one side chain. There are 3 side chains are there for this one. This is called as the correct selection of the carbon. Longest chain with the 7 carbon atoms are there. The 3 branches are there. So here how many branches are there? Branches means side chains. Here we have 3 branches are there, and not only that one, it is having a 7 carbon long chain we have identified, that is the parent chain. Okay, so this is what the important thing related to the observation in this sub rule of selection of long chain. Okay, let us move to the next one. In this next case, what we will do is the second point in this rule, numbering of selected chain. So parent chain identified, that parent chain numbering how we will give, that is the rule here, that is numbering of selected chain. So we have selected a chain, that chain we will call it as parent chain. To that, how we have to give the numbering. And in that also, we will take an example here. In this case, the selected chain numbered from 1 end to other end, means we have 2 ends are there, left to right, right to left. Okay, and the numbers are called locands, and numbering is done in such a way that lowest number is assigned to the side chain or substituent. So how we will give this information with an example, I will tell you. If you write a carbon chain like this with 5 carbons, suppose one CH3 is present here, this is the side chain substituent, and this is attached to a carbon according to this rule that should be having least number, means you have to start numbering from left to right, then this carbon will become 2. So second carbon, so numbering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is one example. Likewise, you have to give the numbering. And coming to another case, we have, if the 2 different alkyl groups are attached, the same type of CH3 is there, different type of alkyl groups are there. We know methyl, ethyl, propyl are there as substituents in some positions of this carbon chain at the different ends. Then lowest number will be given to the alphabetical order. So how we will understand this one is, we will take a carbon chain example with 7 carbons like this, 4, 5, 6, 7 are there. In this, for instance, I am putting here CH3, and after taking 1 carbon gap, I am putting here C2H5. You know, methyl is starting with M letter, and ethyl starting letter is E. If you see alphabetical order for these 2, ethyl should get priority as per this rule, means we will put numbers from right to left. So it is 1, it is 2, 3, it is 4, it is 5, it is 6, it is 7. This is the correct way of giving the numbering and keeping the alphabetical order of the substituents. And another example, we will check it off. the two different substituents are there in same position or from opposite ends. Okay, how we will see that example? See here we have 4 carbons are there on the opposite end from left to right, right to left. One these carbons will be second carbons, but here I am putting one Cl, I am putting one I here. Okay, here what you understand is it is assigned in order to alphabetical order. Here also we have to check with the alphabetical order. Chloro, Cl is nothing but chloro, and I is nothing but iodo. As we know, these are the prefixes. In this, chloro will come first. That's why we will start giving numbering from left to right. Write 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Another one we will check it off. Here we have 4 carbons are there in the carbon chain, and here Cl is there. Here we have Br is there. Br we will call it as bromo, and Cl, as you know, we will call this is chloro. In these cases, bromo will come first, so we will start giving numbering from right to left. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the correct name of it one. Okay, and this is one way of observing things. And let us move on to the next example. And here we have the numbering is done in such a way that substituent carbon atoms have lowest possible numbers, where series of locantes containing the same number of terms in compared term by term, then chosen series should be the lowest number on the location of a first difference. So you'll see example to understand this one. 1, 2, 3, it's 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons I wrote. Here I am putting one CH3. Here I am putting one CH3 of taking 2 carbon gap. Immediately I am putting one more CH3. So here in this case what will happen is the numbering is done in such a way that substituted carbon atoms have the lowest possible numbers, where the series of locantes containing same number of terms are compared term by term. So methyl, 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 all are methyl groups only. Then the chosen series should contain lowest number on the occasion of first difference. This we can call it as the lowest sum rule also we can call it as lowest sum rule. Suppose if this is the case, you have to give numbering from right to left. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you give numbering from right to left, what is the lowest sum is 2 plus 3 plus 6 is nothing but it is 11. If you give numbering from left to right means here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it will be 2 plus 5 plus 6. 2 plus 5 plus 6 will be 13. So now we are getting 13 in this case. So this is not correct. 11 is the lowest sum. So right to left giving numbering is the right manner in this method. This is also called as lowest sum rule. Okay. Next, we will see the next point in this IUPAC nomenclature. That is arrangement of prefixes. That point is called as arrangement of prefixes. So we have different prefixes are there, like chloro, bromo, chlorine is there, bromine is there. How we will arrange them? Once again, the side chain or substituent groups are added as prefixes with its locant in alphabetical order. So as you know, we have discussed about the alphabetical concepts here in this. That will take in once again. Here Cl I am taking. Here I am taking CH. Here also I am taking Br. One more halogen, that is CH3. In this case, what happens when you are giving numbering, between the number and the name there should be one hyphen, a small line, and we'll write to bromo. Again we have to stop. After that we have to check with the next number, that is chloro. The chloro is present on the third carbon, so it is 3 chloro, and root word is but, and functional group is alkane, so AN. So this all happened when we have started giving numbering from right to left. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. In this manner we are given the numbering. And one more example, we'll check it off, that is CH3, CH, CH, CH2, CH3. Here we have one methyl group is present. Here we have one Cl is present. In this case, we will give the name of the compound by taking the numbers from, putting the numbers from right to left. It is 1, it is 3, it is 4, it is 5. So on third carbon we have chloro is there. So we will start writing 3 chloro, and second carbon, fourth carbon we have on second carbon we have methyl is there, because if you write like this, yeah, you will get 4 methyl, 4 methyl butane. But once the numbering is given from this left to right, it will become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then its name will become 3 chloro, 2 methyl butane. So according to the previous discussion, this lowest sum discussion, this 3 plus 4 is 7, and but 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is correct. Okay. So this rule is also telling about a few interesting things for us to understand why the name is exactly taken according to the lowest sum principle. Okay. Now we will see the next thing. In this discussion of arrangement of prefixes, if more than one similar alkyl group or substance are present, then what we will do is we'll take the numbers, we'll take the numbering, that means same number will be repeated to write the name of the organic compound. See, we have a carbon chain like this. 3 carbons are there, and the terminals are methyl groups only for this carbon. Here also methyl is there. Here we have one more methyl is there. In this case, we'll write the name 2,2 dimethyl propane. The name of the compound is 2,2 dimethyl propane. So what we have done here is we have repeated the numbers and putting comma between the numbers. How many times repeated the methyl group on the second carbon is 2 times, so 2,2. The same substance are repeated, so that's why we'll call it as a dimethyl propane. This name of the compound. Another example we will see. Side chain will be there like this above one, but in this branches are there for that one. How it looks, let us see. That is CH3, CH2, CH, CH2, 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 CH3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I wrote. On one carbon I left with one valency, that is extended here like this. This is CH. Again I am putting branches for this one, 2 methyl groups. And now what we have to do is, in this case, the numbering of carbon atom attached to the main carbon is generally written in brackets. So this is the actual part. This part is there, right? This is a branch. For this one also numbering will be given, and that all name of that alkyl attached, branched alkyl attached group should be written again, numbers with alkyl group name. So first we'll write the numbers as per the, this is considered as a substituent, then it will be from left to right only. It is 1, 2, 3, it is 4, it is 5, it is 6, it is 7. So we have 7 came like this. And internally what we observed here is, if this is the primary carbon, this is first carbon, this is the second carbon, anyone you can take it like this. This is the numbers. Okay. Then what is the substituent attached carbon in the main parent chain is third carbon. So we will put 3, and in bracket we will write 1 methyl. 1 methyl. These 3 carbons are there here. 3 carbons are there, but when we consider these 2 only, then the other one will become the substance. So here, if this is completely carbon hydrogen atoms are there in this case, means it is ethyl only. So 1 methyl ethyl is the name of this side chain. 1 methyl ethyl, and the main carbon chain we have 7 are there. So we have to close the bracket and write heptane. So the name of the compound now become 1 methyl ethyl heptane. Got it? Okay. Likewise, we will see another example. We have the carbon chain is there, like CH3, CH, CH2, CH3. Here carbon chain is given like this. That is a branch. This branch is linked with another carbon chain like this. This is continued. So in this continuation, I am taking here 2 carbons on the left side and around 6 carbons on the right side, like this. And again on this main carbon chain, I am taking a CH3 2 times, like earlier I have taken. That is nothing but 1 methyl ethyl only. So what is this one? This one is nothing but 1 methyl ethyl. In that there is no doubt at all. The other one, whatever this one is there, that is called as this is called as 1 methyl propyl. So because it is 1, it is 2, it is 3, this is subgroup again in this one. So it is called as 1 methyl propyl. 1 methyl propyl. To the parent chain, if you give numbering, then what will happen? I am attaching one more here, that is here like this, 1, 2, 3. Here this is third one, this is fourth one. But total how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are there in this. Now in this case, we will get the name of the compound as, on third carbon we have 1 methyl ethyl is there. 1 methyl ethyl is there. On the fourth carbon, we have 1 methyl propyl is there. 1 methyl propyl is there. And total we have 10 carbons are there. That's why it is called as decane. Decane. So it's the name of the compound given. So we have different examples are there, and depending on the example only, we can understand the nomenclature of the compound. So this is one important thing you have to practice. Next. So this is the end of the saturated compound discussion. Now we will see for unsaturated hydrocarbons. For unsaturated hydrocarbons. For unsaturated hydrocarbons, we will see a few rules in this discussion. What is this rule? Is telling that when a carbon chain is there with a unsaturation, means either double bond or triple bond is there in the carbon chain. Usually one carbon chain is there, that is a saturated one. To that one unsaturation is there in the middle like this. Then what we'll do is we'll select the longest possible carbon chain having a maximum number of unsaturated carbon atoms or maximum number of double bonds or triple bonds, even if a prior rule is violated. So above discussed rule may be violated in this case, as double bond is important one for us. Okay, so in this case, what you will do is you will take this double bonded carbons important, and remaining single bonds we will leave it, because we will violate the above rule discussed for saturated compound if unsaturation is present in the carbon chain. Okay, this is the longest possible carbon chain having maximum number of unsaturated. See, if you write like this, yeah, this is the longest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 came. If you write like this, from left, this type of thing, if you write, then that is wrong. Why? Because we have longest possible carbon chain. That too, this unsaturation is considered as the important one, the priority in this carbon chains. Now, the other one we will see, that is, if a carbon chain is written like this, it is CH3, CH2, CH, double bond CH, single bond CH2C, CH3, CH3, like this. Then if you give numbering from left to right, it will be okay. Why? Because here numbering is written as 1, 2, 3, it is 4, it is 5, it is 6, it is 7. So this is substituent, and double bond is there here. But if you give numbering, this double bonded carbon will get number 4, but here the double bonded carbon number 3, that is correct. And the another one, suppose you have a double bond is present like this. Two double bonds are there like this. Like this, two double bonds are there. Total we are writing 5 carbons like this. And if you start giving numbering like from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this, if a double bond is there or triple bond is there repeatedly, the lowest number is assigned to double bonded carbon only. Okay. If you give numbering from this direction, it's 1, it's 2, it is 3, it is 4, it is 5, like this. Either any side, this is correct now. Why? Because the lowest number is assigned. Just a minute. Yeah. Yeah, here 2. Here 4 we have. Here 2. What is the meaning of this one is, on first carbon we have double bond is there. On fourth carbon we have double bond is there. Either side of the direction, if you give numbering, this will be repeated. So this is correct only. The numbering should be given accordingly. And we'll see another example in this unsaturated hydrocarbon rule, like CH3, CH, double bond CH, single bond C, triple bond CH. Now we are writing a double bond, we are writing a triple bond in the same carbon chain. Here alkene is there, alkyne is there, is present. Then organic compound is named derivatives of alkyne rather than alkene. So here we have alkene, we have alkyne. So we will give the name with alkyne only as per this one. 5 carbons are there we have in this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 like this is the numbering. If it's there, so it is will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll write from right to left. Triple bond is important here. So we'll write the name of the compound as pent 3 ene and 1 ion. Why? Because ene will come first. Triple bond is got importance in this case, priority. That's why we have taken the ene as a third carbon. In some cases, all the double and triple bonds are present in molecule, can't be included in the longest chain. In such cases, the prefixes will be written differently. We'll write, suppose if you have a CH2 double bond is there, that we will call it as methylene. That we will call it as methylene. We are not giving importance to this type of more number of double bond and triple bonds that are in the carbon chain. We will treat them as substituent names like this methylene. And we have CH3, CH double bond is there. Then we will call it as ethylidene. This we will call it as ethylidene. Suppose you have a carbon hydrogen with a triple bond like this is there. Ethanyl, that we will call it as ethanyl. Ethanyl, ETHYNYL. This is ETHYNYL. Okay. Now another thing is there, that is CH2 double bond, CH single bond is there. This group is there. That is called as ethenyl. Ethenyl, because ion is ethyl, NYL is triple bond, and but enyl we are writing. Why? Because here a double bond is there in the 2 carbon system. A triple bond is that is called ethanyl. Double bond is there ethenyl, and a single bond is there between the carbons, and after the double bond is there ethyl diene, iodine, and a double bond is there with a single carbon here, that is called as methylene. Okay, so these are also important. In this case, in some cases, all the double bonds and triple bonds are present in molecules, cannot be included in the longest carbon chain. In such cases only, we will call these compounds names like this. Okay, let us move on to the next thing, that is for functional groups. For functional groups, in this we will discuss about longest possible carbon chain functional groups. How you consider is primary functional groups, we have to check it off. If you take a carbon chain like this, select the longest possible carbon chain having primary functional group here. That is the motto of this discussion. Like this we have is there, 5 carbons are there. Here we have 1 OH is there, and here we have 1 OH is there. Here also OH is there, 2 OH are there, and 1 carbon is linked like this. Okay. Now what we will do is, we have to select the longest possible carbon chain having primary functional groups. So when you are putting the carbon chain like L shaped and all these things, that is not correct. In this case, we have to include the functional groups present in the carbon chain like this. This is all we will consider as the the longest chain, and we will neglect this one, and we will consider this one as a substituent only in this case. And one more thing we have, that is one CH3 group is attached here. One CH3 group is attached to a carbon CH like this. It is extended with a functional group CH2, COOH is the carboxylic acid functional groups, and it is continued like this CH3, CH3. And downwards we have one more CH2OH is present here. Here we will consider the carbon chain which containing functional groups, okay, like this. So this will be given importance. Next, the another point in this one we have, that is carbon atom of functional group is to be included and deciding the longest carbon chain. For example, some of the functional groups are there which are having carbon atoms. So this is a functional group, but this functional group containing carbon, so that carbon is also included in the carbon chain. So it is 3 carbon chain. We have to include that carbon also in the carbon chain. Likewise, we have a functional group is there, 3 carbons with the CHO is there. CHO is a functional group, but that contains carbon. That is the first carbon in the discussion. So we have 4 carbon atoms are there. 4 carbon chain is there. This is 4 carbon chain. Four carbon chain it is. It is 3 carbon chain. Now, let us move on to the next one. That is lowest number is assigned to functional group even if prior rules are violated. So earlier what we discussed, some of the rules, that rules may be violated if the functional groups are present and their carbon should get least number. Let us see. We have CH3, CH, CH2, C double bond O here, CH2, CH3, and what we left here is one CH3, assume. In this case, we will do one thing, that we will give numbering irrespective of the other group substituents. So we will give numbering from left to right or right to left only, because ketone carbon functional group is there, which is the least number from right to left. So this is the number, and it can be continued by taking another example, that is CH3, CH, CH3, CH3, CH2, CH2, here CH2OH, here CH3. You observe it is looking like a most clumsy example, but in this example the functional group is present here in this OH case, this is case. So from that, if you take the number, that will be nice with more substituent branches here. 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4, it is 5. Like this we have to do, because side chains also more in this line. That's why we have considered this is the thing. So above 1 we consider the same way. This is also we consider the same way, because the side chains are important in constructing the long chain. Even the functional group is there, we have to take the functional group carbon as the important one in the chain. Okay. Now we will move to the next one. That is, in this, the order of numbering carbon chain will be follows as per this one. What is the order of numbering? Carbon chain. If the functional group is present, then the first we will observe what is the functional group. So first we will give importance to functional group. not the other groups. Then we will write the importance for unsaturation. After that, the remaining substituents, all things will come in the discussion. Suppose we have substituents and side chains are there, then the substituents and side chains will be given least priority in this discussion, in this order. Substituents and the side chains are there. Substituents or side chains are there. They have given least importance. First we will give importance to find first functional group. Next we will give importance to unsaturation. Next we will give importance to the substituents or side chains in the numbering. Okay, so that we will see with an example. Here a double bond is there. We continued writing like this. Here I wrote one OH. Here OH is there, double bond is there. Which carbon will give importance? OH carbon only, because if you write from left to right the numbering, then the OH carbon will get least priority, highest number. But it should be having least number with highest priority. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this it will come. This is the correct way of giving numbering. The same way, when you are writing a carbon chain like above, like this, but somewhere the OH is present here. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you give numbering from right to left or left to right, this OH attached carbon is there, na? That number is 4 only. See, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 only. In which direction you want to write? That is 4 only. So, that is your interest. You can write any direction. The numbering, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is correct. And if you give numbering from the right to left, it is 1, 2, 3, it is 4, it is 5, it is 6, it is 7. So any direction, the numbering is correct for this example. Okay. Now, let us move on to the next example. That is, suppose we have more than one functional group is there. Then what is the complexity in this one is which function group is important. That means choice of principal function group is made on the basis of following order. So we will discuss about choice of principal functional group. Principal functional group. Order. So what is that order is? If we have COOH is there, carboxylic acid, highest priority, and sulfonic acid is there, that is next priority. After that, we have ester function group is coming. Anhydrate function group is there. Then after we have ester, followed by we have COCl, followed by CONH2, followed by CN. After that we have NC. After that we have aldehydes. After that aldehydes, we have ketones. After ketones we have alcohols. After that we have thiols. Then after we have amines. Then we have enes, double bonded compound alkenes. Least priority will be ines. Okay, ine will be the least priority in that case. So choice of functional groups will be taken. You have to observe, you have to practice this choice order. Will give you the numbering and the name of the organic compound. Okay, students, in this session, I hope you have understand the important points I have discussed. IUPAC nomenclature for the functional groups, for the compounds, carbon compounds, saturated carbon compounds, as well as unsaturated carbon compounds with some important examples. So based on these examples, we can easily understand the several kinds of the complications present in this nomenclature. Okay, hope you understand. We will definitely meet in the next session. This is the end of this session. We'll meet in the next session with the next continuation portion of this general organic chemistry. Even we will discuss isomerism in the next session. Okay, thank you very much.